Hey guys, so for my how-to, I'm going to be talking about photography and more importantly, how to develop a picture the classic way. So I'm sure all of you have taken hundreds of pictures in your life. I know I have like thousands on my phone, but I'm sure only a select few of you have ever used a film camera before. So I'm just going to be talking about how the development process works with film. And even though not that many people choose to do it anymore, I think it's a really cool process that's worth sharing with you guys. So the way it works when you're using a film camera is that there's a little shutter in the camera. So when you press the button, the little shutter flips open and it exposes light sensitive film. And then when you develop it through a chemical process that's going to mirror what I'm going to show you, you wind up with little reverse images of your pictures, which are your negatives, which are going to be used for the development process. So since developing photos is a light sensitive process, welcome to the dark room. Where we use these special lights that don't affect the paper that we're going to be using. So the first step to developing a photo is taking your negative and putting it in the negative carrier. So the negative carrier holds your film in place when it's going to be in one of these enlargers, so it's important that it's done properly so that your film doesn't slide and that your picture comes out properly. So what you do is you take your negative and you slide it under the 4 circles until the picture that you want is centered in the window, and then you close it, and you want to be able to see your picture perfectly centered in the window. And you have to make sure that it doesn't slide, so you can check it and then just hold it up to the light and make sure that it's in there. Okay, so then once your negative is sandwiched in between the negative carrier and hasn't slid, you can put it into the enlarger. So you just slide it into this slot, and then when it's clicked, it's in place. To focus your image, what you're going to do is you're going to take your easel, which has all the different size pictures that you can develop, like already kind of cut out for you. So you just put that under your enlarger, and then you're going to turn the light on with the on-off button. And then the light shines through the negative that's resting in here, and your picture is kind of projected downward. So to focus it and to size it, you're going to move the enlarger down. To further sharpen the image, you're going to take the focusing knob and you're going to just turn it until the image becomes crisp. And then you can resize it so that it fits the section of the easel. And then continue to sharpen it. The first step when using the paper to develop the picture is to make a test strip. So it's when you're going to expose a piece of paper for different increments of time until you find which time is going to give you the best contrast in the picture. So I set the timer to 1 second, and I'm just going to cover it until I can get those different increments. Then, after you expose the paper, you take it and develop it. But just to save some time, I did that before. So as you can see when you develop it, you have different lighting and contrast variations from the different time increments, and you can see that 2 seconds gave us the best contrast and the best lighting. So now that we know to expose the paper for 2 seconds, what you're going to do is you're going to take your cut photo paper and you're going to slide it under the easel so that it rests on notches, and it will line you up with an edge, and this will give you a border around your picture. So then set your timer, and we know that it's going to be 2 seconds, and then you can hit the on button, which will start the timer, and expose the paper. So now that the paper's been exposed, you can bring it over to the sink, and each station has 3 different chemicals in it. So the first chemical that the paper goes into is the developer. So the developer is the chemical that's going to be responsible for making your picture actually look like a picture. So as we put the paper in the developer is going to soak into the paper, and the parts that have been exposed will turn dark and your picture will appear. So it takes normally about 1 to 2 minutes for the developer to fully soak in, but it's important to leave it in there because if you take it out too soon, your darks won't become rich enough and your picture won't have contrast. So now that it's been 2 minutes, we can take the picture out of the developer. So I'm going to pick it up with tongs so that we don't scratch the image, and drain it. Drain it of the chemicals. And then shift it to the stop tab. So the stop bath is responsible for stopping the development process. If we did not use the stop bath, the picture would continue to get darker and darker until it was just entirely black. This process only takes about 30 seconds for the chemicals to fully soak into the picture. So after 30 seconds, you can take your picture out of the stop bath and once again drain it with the tongs. And now it's going to come to the fixer. So the fixer is the chemical that's responsible for stopping light sensitivity. So this one is going to allow you to come out of the darkroom and it won't change the color of your picture. And it takes about 4 minutes, but it's important to leave it in there for its 4 minutes because, once again, it can discolor your picture. So you don't want that to happen. So then, once the 4 minutes is up, you can take your picture out of the fixer, and the chemical process is officially over. So what you're going to do is you're just going to let it soak in water, and this is going to help remove the chemicals from the surface of the picture. And once again, it's important to do this because the fixer can actually stain the picture and turn it yellow. And so when we go outside, I will show you what will happen if you don't wash it properly or if you don't leave it in the fixer too long. If you don't leave it in the fixer long enough. And then once your picture is soaked for a few minutes or so, you can take it out of the water. And we just squeegee it off to get the water and any other leftover chemical. And now it's done, so we can bring it outside. Okay, so this is a print I made earlier just to show you guys what happens if you don't leave your picture in the fixer for long enough, or the developer. So as you can see, there's not a lot of contrast happening, and that's because of not leaving it in the developer long enough. And this strange color that's happening over here is from not leaving it in the fixer long enough. So obviously you don't want that to happen, so leave your pictures in the chemicals for the time needed. So there we have it, our print. That's completely done. So now all we have to do is just let it dry. So what we normally do is we hang it on the lines to make sure that there's no water stains or anything. So I'm just gonna take a clothespin and there just stay until it is done. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my how-to, and I hope that you learned a lot, and I hope that I was able to share my love of photography with you guys. So I'm just going to talk about how to develop a picture. Sharpen the image, you're just going to take the sharpening knob, I shifted it again, to developing an actual picture is to expose. Normally what you do is, whatever, I'm just going to keep going. And there just stay until it is done. Why are you sitting here? And I really hope you enjoyed it because I love photography, so I hope that you guys get to, I don't know where I was going with that.